Jimmy?
Who's that?
It's Jack.
Which Jack?
There's more than one?
There's 4. Oh, the world is getting fuzzy.
Please don't go. I love you, Jimmy.
Don't say that. No,
No.
don't take advantage of a dying man to make him your plus. I'm straight, mate. Like I've always said, you do you, but don't follow me into the bathroom.
I only go in after you've been to wipe the floor.
You don't have to, just leave it.
You're not so good at aiming.
That's all behind me now. Oh, I can see the light.
Don't go toward the light.
It's coming closer.
Turn your back on it.
It's calling me.
Turn away.
It's both a particle and a wave.
It can be both.
Oh, now you tell me. What do you think they'll have in the afterlife? If you'll excuse me for saying so, I'd rather not become another one of the ghosts that haunt you. I want to hang out with the 50 dancing girls.
You think they'll have 50 dancing girls in heaven set aside just for you?
It's not like they have a shortage. It's heaven. It's infinity. And yes, I hope they have dancing girls. I'm straight, mate.
Hurry up and say something else, Jimmy. You don't want your last word to be boy. Tell me what you like about me.
Nothing. Don't be weird.
You can say things now, Jimmy.
2 men should be hitting each other over the head with bowling balls. They should be swearing at each other and fitting each other up for crimes they didn't commit, not making omelettes and discussing what's on Radio 3.
Is that what straight guys do, Jimmy? Fit each other up for crimes they didn't commit?
That's what I was taught at the orphanage. It's an honourable way to express your fondness for another lad of a similar gender. One time, as my mate Benny was walking away in cuffs, we got a bit close and he had a tinge that I didn't like. You know, he wanted to go swimming outside in a pond. I had to put a stop to it. But when he was walking away in cuffs, he looked back at me. I'll never forget it. He looked back and he gave me a nod of respect, which I returned.
You weren't at an orphanage. You told me you grew up in a middle-class home in Kent.
That home may have been middle class on the outside, but inside, we were an orphanage.
What does that even mean?
I have to go. They're calling me. I see them, Jack. They're resplendent in their garbs.
Resplendent in the... Jimmy, are you using ChatGPT now?
Caught back to rats. Don't you hug me. I'm alive. Be happy, but no touching.
You're alive, Jimmy. I'm going to cry all night.
Oh, here we go. Michael Maloney. Craig Warner. Night Games.
I'm making tacos. Tacos. I'm making tacos. After your near-death experience today, you have to build up your strength. And then we're going to watch Sophie's Choice.
I don't watch films with subtitles.
You have to watch films with subtitles or you're missing half the good ones.
If you're watching a film, you should be watching a film, not reading.
Well,
I was told it was bad manners to read when you're watching a film.
Not if your friend is reading too.
No, nobody's anyone will watch a film with a friend and both be reading at the same time.
Got you.
Hey?
I got you this time.
Well, how'd you get me?
Well, I don't really think 2 people should be watching a film and reading at the same time.
Mm-hmm. What if it's a movie with subtitles?
Then, no. Not even then.
So, you think you got me?
Well,
You didn't get me.
well,
So you think you've got someone if you make them think you think something and you don't really think it?
well,
So if I tell you I'm planning to go buy strawberries and I'm really not, do I get to shout gotcha after I get you to believe me?
you can try.
You can try, but nobody who's anybody will admire a person who's doing that. That's how you can tell what's right or wrong. You imagine who anybody who's anybody will admire if they're doing one certain thing or another.
Is that how you
Yeah,
judge?
you imagine the people who are anybody who's anybody, and then imagine them seeing you do some certain thing, and you watch how they would react. If they would react impressed, you should do the thing because it's right.
I know, and if you can imagine them rolling their eyes, then you shouldn't do the thing because then it's wrong. But what if you're imagining wrong how they would react?
I wouldn't be.
But then you're not actually using anyone's opinions about what's cool or stupid. You're just using your own imagination what anyone might think about what you're about to do. And so you're just deciding for yourself whether something's good to do or stupid to do, not deciding using the advantage of using anyone's approval or eye-rolling decision-making technique.
But if you think different, if you're thinking about things from the point of view of anyone who's anyone compared to just thinking yourself. It gives different results. Okay, maybe it doesn't give you access to completely different thoughts, but it gives you access to something different from your own thoughts, which is your own thoughts mixed with the thoughts of anyone who is anyone.
No, but you're the one doing the thinking and imagining what anyone who's anyone would think and be rolling their eyes about.
No, but I'm starting from the position that you're someone who can do that without just being an idiot who's reading their own mind about what they think anyone who's anyone might think.
But then you're not actually using anyone who's anyone's opinions about what's right or wrong. You're just using your own, and you don't know it.
But I'd be right about how they will react, because I always am.
If you're always right, basically you'd have to be a Nietzschean Ubermensch.
Yes.
Yes, you're a Nietzschean Ubermensch?
Can you say that one more time? I just want to hear how you mispronounce it so I can laugh later.
Nietzschean Ubermensch?
Oh, nice one. Oh, hang on a sec. I've got to go to the bog. ChatGPT, please define
Nietzschean Ubermensch?
A Nietzschean Ubermensch is a man or woman who is above the law because they have access to higher order morals and therefore their conduct is not subject to the precepts of law devised by and for the herd.
So, you think you're a Nietzschean Ubermensch?
I didn't say I was.
You're not.
How can you tell?
Because I'm a Nietzschean Ubermensch. Definitely. If anyone's a Nietzschean Ubermensch, it's me. You've got to admit it.
Jimmy.
Come on, you've got to admit it. Me, Jimmy. If not me, who else?
Well, if I say you're a Nietzschean Ubermensch, can we watch Sophie's Choice?
No, because I'm outside the law.
Well, then...
You have to tell the truth. Come on. Am I a Nietzschean Ubermensch or not?
Okay, you're a Nietzschean Ubermensch, but only because that's adorable.
No, it's scary for you to have a Nietzschean Ubermensch in the house, and yet you have to admit one is here.
So why do you think you're a Nietzschean Ubermensch?
We don't have to explain. Certainly not to you.
But if you're not a Nietzschean Ubermensch, then you're just a member of the herd, claiming that they're a Nietzschean Ubermensch, like a child saying they're King of England.
Well, that's true if you're not a Nietzschean Ubermensch, but if you are one, then you're not, and I am one, so I'm not.
Well,
and it ends there.
but it doesn't.
Feel the room.
Room.
Feel the energy. Feel
The presence.
Shut up. Just feel. Feel the Ubermensch.
I'd like to.
Stop. I bet you'd like to feel the Ubermensch, but you're never gonna. Never.
What if I don't feel an Ubermensch in the room?
Then you have no feelings.
You just said I should be able to feel an Ubermensch in the room.
I made a mistake. It takes one to know one. You can't tell there's an Ubermensch in the room because you're not one. It's as simple as that. You're the herd.
I'm not the herd.
Herd.
I'm not the herd.
Herd.
You're just using the Nietzschean Ubermensch thing to turn the tables when I said it first.
First is not the only time you can say something where it puts you in the right.
One of the other times.
Last, that's another one of the times that can really make you right.
But you can't just copy what the other person said.
You can?
Well,
Because if you're not allowed to say something just because the other person said it first, then any crazy person could go around saying everything first, and then everyone else is wrong about everything else because they're saying it second. That can't be right.
but you can't just go around saying everything first anyway, because how do you say everything first?
If you talk fast.
You can't talk fast enough to say everything first. To say everything first, you had to say it already and be done by now.
Let's say I have.
But you haven't.
How'd you know?
Because you'd still be saying.
Nope, because I already said everything first and I'm done by now.
I don't believe you.
Now you're adding something new.
What if you and I met after I'd already said everything first? Then you'd have to take on trust that I said everything already, so everything you say now is going to be said second, so it's going to be wrong. And why do I have to take it on trust that you'd said everything already?
Because you have no choice. If I said everything already, I wouldn't necessarily have some affidavit that testifies that I've already said everything once. And so now you have to accept that everything you say is going to be wrong because people don't have documents like that.
They have to.
They don't have one.
Well, they have to go get one.
What, a document like that that testifies they've said everything once?
Yes, because without that, there's no way of proving. And having said everything once is such a queer thing to have done
Queer thing to have done.
that nobody's word for it can be taken on its own.
Yeah, but you'd have to take their words for it, though. Because if you didn't, you'd be against their Human Rights Act.
But expecting someone to accept that everything they say is going to be wrong for infinity is against their human rights.
Yeah, but you have to prioritize.
Well, you can't turn the tables in that way, because then you could just take all my good ideas about why you're wrong and I'm right, which is like a notebook filled with all the reasons, and it can be adapted to any situation, and then use them against me by saying them first. And then neither of us gets to use them, and guess what happens then?
What?
Nobody gets to say anything. And what's the point of that? Then we don't get to have any friends, and we might as well all just stay home and not bother making more people.
I am staying at home and I'm not making any more people.
Neither am I.
Yeah, but I'm doing it because making more people is wrong. You're not making any people because you lucked out. And I walked through the door one day and I'm all you ever wished for. And so now you don't ever have to leave. Most people aren't so lucky. They don't get a knock on the door one night and all they've ever wished for comes in through the door and lies down on the couch in their pants, watching Ozark.
We could watch Ozark and still have kids, but I don't get to procreate with you.
Oh, stop talking like that. Next you're going to remind me about ancient Greece.
There's nothing wrong with ancient Greece.
Yeah, but you keep mentioning it to put me under pressure to try things like getting in a big bath.
That was Rome. And anyway, a friend can say anything. Anything. And they get to know you, so they know what terrifies you.
I know what terrifies you.
Tell me. Let's see if you're right.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know if I was right or wrong.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
I've tested this before, and you don't know what you're scared of, and you don't know what's right or wrong, so you have to give me some money.
Well, how does that follow?
It doesn't, so what? Do things always follow each other in a certain kind of way for you to approve them? Are you a Nietzschean Ubermensch now? Are you? Or are you using my anyone who's anyone's eye-rolling trick to figure out what's right in any given situation?
I've always used the anyone who's anyone eye-rolling trick to decide what's cool and what's ridiculous.
Even before you met me? But it doesn't count because when you did meet me, I said it first. So you saying it second makes you automatically wrong. So you're just going to have to find another trick for finding out what's cool and what's ridiculous, because the anyone who's anyone eye-rolling trick, I'm afraid, is taken.
Oh.
But you can use it if you want.
Cheers.
For 20 quid royalties per use.
How do you define what's one use of it?
You can tell.
You can.
Well, I can tell, so you just have to ask me.
What if you're wrong?
I can't be wrong. I'm a Nietzschean Ubermensch.
Well, thank God one of us is.
You say that like you're joking, but you're really lucky to have me.
I agree.
I'm all you ever dreamed of in his pants watching Ozark with you. And underneath, I just happen to be a Nietzschean Ubermensch, so I can settle all your troubles. And if anything's needed to beyond the human, all right, I've got ChatGPT in my pocket.
Is it?
4.0, of course.
So you're always going to be right.
I'm a Nietzschean Ubermensch. What'd you expect?
That was Night Games by Craig Warner with Michael Maloney. I said that was Night Games. Never mind. See you in a couple of weeks.